Howdy, I'm Northern Dice, and this is my unboxing of Trust Me, I'm a Doctor by Half Monster Games. So this is a verbal cum card matching game for 3 to 8 players where everybody's going to get a little bit sick. It is not long after the Black Death, way before, good practice and ethics existed in any hospital. You have got to convince your patients that your cure is the best. Of course, it may result in them having ghosts in their blood or something along those lines. So let's punch this open and we go, ooh, look at that. Ooh. Shouldn't have zoomed my camera in so much, otherwise you don't get to appreciate this almost. Very thematic box. Very nice. And from the look of it, we just get 2 decks, some cures, and a setup. These are your rules. Oh, no paper rules. I'll not even crack these then. Let's just have a quick read. All players draw 3 ailments and 6 cures. Patient reveals the ailment. Take turns at being the patient, choosing one of your ailments. Describe vividly to others. Vividly, so it's going to be quite grotesque. I like grotesque. First patient is the last to have seen a doctor. Doctors take turns to propose at least 2 cures. Each symbol on the patient's ailment must be matched by a symbol by at least one of the cures. So it's a matching game in that sense. Patient decides from this chaotic wall, the patient chooses a victor and receives the ailment card as a point. Place all proposed cures in a discard pile. Shuffle to use again if the cure is depleted. Draw back up to 6. The winner is the least worst practitioner. If you get chosen 3 times, you win. Well, let's crack these open and have a look at what we got. So there's our rules. Rule 1 of 2. And there's rule 2 of 2. Doctors are strongly encouraged to argue with each other, exposing charlatanry, accusing others of malpractice and gesticulating wildly are critical elements of medical discourse. So it's not just banned handwriting. There's your symbols: alchemic salves and tincture, mysticism, philosophy and psychiatry, anatomical barber surgery. Yeesh. And congratulations, Surgeon General. The winner must be referred to as Surgeon General for the rest of the day/night. I like that. So here are the ailments. Let's have a look at some of these to kick off. Oh my goodness, there's a fair few ailments. I'm not going to go through all these. It said cure at the bottom, didn't it? Oh, yeah, it did. There we go. So we've got an ailment of sin. Oh, that's the bottom. Criminality was a disease. Headache, of course. Hair loss was a disease. Missing limbs. Typhoid. Phlegmatic. Plague. Drunkenness. Visions. Witchcraft. Excess phlegm. Femininity. Disagreeableness. Tomfoolery. Paganism. Anal implosion. Oh my goodness. I do know that all the artwork off of this is from historic sources, so these are genuine illustrations from way back when of people who may have lost a duel. I know it's not someone who lost a duel, but it's been referenced to that. But pistol wound, leprosy. I just think the fact it is historic artwork is superb. Severe wind. You'd go to the doctor. There you go. That's the one I like. Blood ghosts. So let's run on the fact that we've got blood ghosts. There are ghosts in our blood. So we will need some alchemical salves and tincture. We'll need some mysticism and philosophy and psychiatry. We'll not need to have any limbs cut off just yet. So we can ignore the skull drilling. Bloodletting, pedicle craft, amputation, needles. Well, you could try and convince themselves some needles. Have some rituals going on, summoning the spirits to cure the afflicted, or at least to end their suffering. So that could be quite a reasonable one for people who didn't have any medical practice. It sort of makes sense. I know historically that's not what they did. Historically they would have not said something sensible like rituals. They would have given you some absolutely mad cure. Like a relaxing visit to the asylum? No, exorcism. They're giving you some quicksilver. A universal medicine for almost any disease, burning sickness clear with silver fire. You don't want to drink that. Slap some leeches on you to get those blood ghosts. Have some powerful laxatives, see if you can remove them other ways. Confession, colonics, feverfew charms, dewigging, forced removal of a patient's wig to relieve sores and lice infestations, and of course torture. I almost feel like this is quite historically educational, because you would have doctors, especially around the time of the Black Death, who wouldn't know much about doctoring. There would be not a lot of knowledge about infection, diseases, how things spread, in the same sense that during the Black Death, one of the more popular cures was to shave a chicken's bottom and to wipe it upon yourself. There was absolutely zero medical grounds to have done this, and people did it. And I think that is absolutely fantastic in every respect. Why? Let's have another quick look through these ones, just because I only skip through. So we've got lots and lots of different things, and I like the fact it's got a little bit of an explanation as to what it is. So then when you are arguing with everybody on the table, you can say, well, actually, I think that because of these blood ghosts, this person definitely needs burying for a number of days. It's going to enhance their spiritual purity. It's going to purify their blood and remove all gusts. A quicker way to exorcise them without the need for satanic rituals. And the person with the ailment might say, you know what, I don't fancy being sacrificed off to some distant pagan god. I fancy just being buried in the earth for a little bit. The card quality on these is great. Exactly what you'd want, but it's the actual artwork and explanations that I love. The artwork being historic, from historic sources, and the explanations in themselves just giving you a little bit of a hint as to what they are is going to produce a lot of conversation. It makes it more of a social party game without it being at a party, which I love. I love getting people talking at any board game. Right, that's my first impressions of Trust Me, I'm a Doctor. I cannot wait to get my medical license from this. Thank you ever so much for sticking around, and I will catch you next time.